Hello, if you're new, I'm going to warn you now, I'm not an art channel. I just really like carrying around a sketchbook with me. I like doing art in my pastime, so I would like to share this with you. I did do another video, if you're here from that one, where I share all of the sketchbooks that I carried with me up from like beginning to end. And this is the most recent one. This one goes from May 30th, 2021 to May 30th, 2022. So a full year, and I'm really excited to share this one. This is where I really kind of like lean into how I like to sketchbook and all that. So if you want to just go through and turn on music and not listen to me chat, go right ahead. But I will be, oh, let me fix the lighting here. Nice. I will be explaining a couple of things. I will be blurring out a few things. I do use my sketchbooks as kind of like a journal, so I'm not gonna share everything with you. But let's get into it because I'm really excited to share this one with you. So here is the first page, kind of, just a bunch of stickers and this new teacup that I got, well, new at the time, test page. And this is one of the first pages that I ever did. I really like this page. This is based off of an artist that I'm blanking her name right now, but she's incredible, and you'll definitely see a lot of inspiration from her work. And then this is just kind of another thing where I went out. There's a place called Butterfly Pavilion in Colorado near Denver, and well, it's like 30 minutes, 30 minutes from Denver, and it's an invertebrate zoo where there's, you know, plants and invertebrates, and they have a couple of vertebrates, but for the most part, this is just kind of some things. I took my sketchbook and I doodled some things, and there was a nice man, he was a volunteer, and he showed me where there was a chrysalis of this, they believe it was one of the owl butterflies, just hanging on one of the trees in the conservatory, and then there was a caterpillar right next to it. So I thought that was really cool. I sat there and doodled them, and then found these in their conservatory and just kind of enjoyed my day. This was one of the first times I went out, and there was this place taking reservations. So my friend and I went to this little bar, and just I doodled the drinks that they had. They were really good. They were all based off of like trees. The drinks were. It was really cool. These are just some doodles. It's Marshall, if you know The Witch of Southern Light. Again, I went to the aquarium and just kind of doodled what I saw. This is one of my favorite pictures, I think, as well. Like I said, I really like this sketchbook. I'm pretty happy with a lot of the things that are in it. But I love the shark tank at Denver Aquarium. If you've ever been there, it's this huge window with the sharks, and people just stand there, and it's very dark, so you see like the silhouettes and stuff, and it's really cool. This is when I visited Marshall for the first time. There was just some gorgeous houses that I snapped photos of and drew them later. And then Marshall's handwriting is just gorgeous. We went to a graveyard and had a picnic the day that I left, or I think the day before, one of these days. So that was super nice. And then there was a whiskey drink that I got someplace that they put this skeleton leaf in, and I was like, I'm keeping that. And then once again, just some meditative doodles based on Mary Doodles. These are some of my friends. It's Tyler, Matthew, and Hobbs. So you'll see them in many of my videos that include my maniac group of friends. When I went to Mexico and we saw the cenotes, obviously I didn't see mermaids, unfortunately, but the cenotes were one of the most magical places I've ever been. I need to go back. And there were altars at the openings of the caves that people had set up, and they were so cool, but I didn't want to like take photos or anything and be rude. So yeah, but like a little doodle. I really like this piece. This piece is based off of a memory. Oh, this is when I went to Iceland, and here, let me change the lighting. There we go. That's probably way better. This is when I went to Iceland, and I can't explain to you how gorgeous that country is. So if you're from Iceland, it's just stunning, breathtaking everywhere you go. Some more doodles from Iceland up north. And then I have, this was supposed to be like a landscape thing, but I actually hate drawing or painting landscapes, so I just gave up in the middle of it and was like, no, that's okay. So this is what I ended up with. Oh, this is when I visited New Orleans for PolCon, and I have a vlog that I'll put up here that if you want to watch that vlog of my visit to New Orleans, then, you know, you can watch that. But I was only there for a few days, unfortunately, so I would like to go back. This was the day of my birthday, and my friend and I went to my favorite cemetery, and we had a picnic and just hung out and talked, and it was really nice. And then I came back and I saw some of my friends, and they gave me this terrible dollar as a birthday present, and it was a really good birthday. I did a lot, but it was probably one of the best birthdays I'd had in a long time. This was Inktober, and I didn't obviously keep up with it. I did one day of it. Otherwise, I was like, I'm not even doing that. And then I think I did some thumbnails and then got frustrated and just erased them and never even touched this page after that. Here is some doodles that I did on the way to visit Annie to help her with her table. So if that's an interesting, and that sounds so boring, but her table was haunted, or like there's an entity attached to it. So if you want to watch that video, it's up here as well. And then this is a stranger that I met. So we did this thing where he saw me drawing, and he told me about some TED Talk or like something that he was watching or listening to or whatever. And one of the exercises was to look over at your neighbor and not look at the page and just draw the person without looking at the page. And I think this was me drawing him, and then this was him drawing me, and then this was me actually looking at the page drawing him. But that was kind of fun. These are just like little notes and stuff from visiting the Ace Hotel during the witching hour. Again, there is actually a vlog that there's like a little piece of that if you're interested. I did like a whole talk thing and met some friends. Some more doodles of people, and oh, my friend Clay was drawing with me. I gave him my sketchbook and told him to draw somebody. So here I went to the Denver Museum of Nature and Science, and these are just kind of like the taxidermied animals that they have in like the display cases, and some of the pinned insects that I really liked. Here are some of the prehistoric bones that they have in like the dinosaur area. Here's another skull that was at the museum, and then this was just a quote. I don't know where I saw this, but I just thought that it was a good quote, so I ended up putting it in my sketchbook. Here was here was one of the road trips that I did, the second road trip that I did, going up to Annie's, and I drove up through Wyoming, Montana, over and down all the way through California, and then back to Colorado. And again, there's a vlog, so if you are curious on watching that as well. But I just really loved seeing just like the pinks and the oranges and the gorgeous colors of the Wyoming sunset as I was driving out. And then this was just a little spot that I found in Montana. I stopped to pull up my laptop and get some work done on the road and get some coffee. I think it was tea, some kind of tea latte. And then, yes, somebody told me about this place called Rockin' Rudy's, and you know, they were just like, I don't know, just check it out since you're here if you have time. And I was like, okay. And this is just like the front door. And this is a cup that I got, or a mug. And this, I loved this sticker that I found at Rockin' Rudy's, so I stuck that in there. And yeah, this is just a doll that's like on my desk. I just put that in there to fill up the page. Yes, so then I got to California and I met Gabby Hairstick. This is based off of a photo that I took of her in the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. And this photo she took with her Polaroid, and you can't really see me, like I'm sitting here on this like blanket, and you know, there's the fountain behind, because it was harsh sunlight, but I kind of liked the way it was hard to see, so she gave it to me and I just stuck it in my sketchbook. Meow Wolf. Yeah, Meow Wolf came to Denver and there was these huge statues, and so if I stood next to it, or art pieces, I'd probably be about this tall. Like I was, they were very, very big, really tall, strange looking things, and I loved the colors and the weird, just everything about it. And this is a sticker that I got from Meow Wolf, and then I've got Axolotl from Minecraft, and then hands playing Xbox controller. There's just some doodles. If you did not watch my last video of my sketchbooks, there's this game that I like to play with people, mainly my friends or whoever, where I draw either the head or the body, and then you cover it up and you hand it to the other person and they draw the other half. And I did this with my friend Herman, and he was like, her name is Barbara. And so that's what he wrote there. And then these are just some random eyes and faces. Oh yeah, okay, so I am finally catching up on BoJack. I'm really bad at watching shows and stuff. I just like can't. It's hard for me to like sit down and just like watch something. But I was watching BoJack and this episode came on. And it was just, this was like the episode that hit me, you know? They always say like, oh, there's gonna be an episode of BoJack where it hits you. And this is the one that was like, oh man, because I relate to Princess Caroline a lot. So if you haven't seen it, this doesn't, you know, ruin anything, but it's so good. And yeah, this is the episode. I don't remember what, I think it's the one where she just has like the worst day of her life and she just keeps going. And this was a YouTube comment that was on a video of Princess Caroline, and it says, a strong woman isn't necessarily an emotionless warrior or a ruthless killing machine, rather a woman who keeps moving forward despite all of the curveballs life throws at her. And I liked it, so I put it in there. I got ramen with my friend Herman, and then this was the drink that I had. These are just some designs that I use on my candles that I just figured I would put somewhere, I guess, in a more finalized form rather than just kind of keeping them in my head. So for all my overthinkers out there, I'm sure you'll relate. It's what is it called? A self-portrait. Yes, so I went to California for a couple of days to help my friend move, and I went to all of my favorite little spots because I used to live with them, and went to all my favorite little spots and got some Japanese souffle pancakes, and I love those so much. They're so good. I visited one of my favorite gardens. And then this is just like some doodles that I had while I was waiting at the metro station to like get around, because, you know. Oh, I went to the Oddities flea market. So I bought some perfume that I love this brand. I've loved this brand for years. And then here's some more doodles. I really like this like black and white sketch of this woman on the train, and these like really creepy these really creepy pigeons, you know. And then here's some streets while I was in California, just doodling. This was definitely like a, I don't know, I have these, I'm gonna stick them here page. And then this is my window right here with all my plants. And then I think that's it. This is where I ended it. I did have a few pages left, but I was like, I'm not gonna finish this. So that is the sketchbook. I hope that you enjoyed that little tour, and you know, if you want to see kind of like some of the snippets in there in real video form, then check out those vlogs that I linked. But thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that this was a nice little break within your day. But otherwise, as always, thank you so much for watching. I'm Olivia. Best of luck. Be kind to each other, and may your gods treat you as you've treated others. Bye.